Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gay, maybe not boys and girls. Welcome to another Beer Review, episode 8, I believe. Today we have the McLuhr's Irish Stout. It's another 22-ounce bomber of a beer, so let's cue the montage, get this thing opened up and start tasting already, because I got some work to do on this guy here. The Dillion Dam Brewery opened its doors back in 1997 and is more restaurant that brews its own beer than full-fledged brewery. It's located in Dillion, Colorado, right in the heart of Rocky Mountain ski country, just a few yards from, you guessed it, a dam. And as you can imagine, they like their dam puns. I promise I will try to keep the dam puns to a minimum. With 9 flagship beers plus a handful of rotating seasonal beers, they do have a lot to offer, and good offerings at that. With a laundry list of awards for their beers, the McLuhr's Irish Stout has won gold at the North American Beer Awards in 2004, 5, and 12, and silver at the Great American Beer Festival in 2010. You can only purchase Dam Brewery beer at the brewery itself, so getting your hands on this stuff might be a little bit tricky, but if you're in the area, they bottle to please, offering all of their beers in 6-packs, bombers, growlers, and even kegs. So this guy actually cost me $6 for the bottle. A little bit expensive. Let's see if it's worth it here. Why don't we? And at this moment, he realized he messed up. Ah, fail. There we go. Alrighty, man. Look at that guy. Puppy is dark. We got a nice dark head on that thing. It smells dark, but it's also a little bit fruity and hoppy at the same time. It's got quite a bit of carbonation. So let's try this puppy out and see how it tastes. That is not bad. It's very, very flavorful. It's not actually too dark in its flavor, really. I can't do an Irish Stout and not compare it to a Guinness. We'll get to that in just a second. However, you do taste a little bit of that coffee taste. You do taste a little bit of like the chocolate, the dark sweetness, but it's not like overpowering by any means. It's very, very nice. It's a very nice beer. So let's see what it says on the bottle here. The McLuhr's Irish Stout is an Irish dry stout brewed with epic proportions of caramel, chocolate, and black malts. Epic. Finished with a heavy dose of roasted barley for a nice rich coffee aroma with a bit of chocolate. The flavor is lighter than the color indicates, with smooth coffee and chocolate malts rounding out a nice dry finish after a slightly sweet start. This beer was a favorite of Matt Luhr, beloved past brewmaster and friend. And they have his picture right here on the front of the bottle. So actually, pretty much what I just said is also what it says on here. So it is definitely a stout. There's very, very much a dark characteristic to it. You do taste like the chocolate, you do taste like the coffeeness, but it's not overpowering. Very smooth and very subtle. You are kind of getting some of those burnt notes at the end, but it's not as creamy as I would consider like in a Guinness stout, for example. And there's a reason to that. So we're about 2 minutes since I've opened this thing and poured it, and you can already see the head is pretty much non-existent. And I mentioned earlier, Irish Stout, got to compare it to Guinness. So what's the difference between this thing and a Guinness? Well, a Guinness is brewed with nitrogen infused into the container. So whether you get a bottle or whether you get from the tap, a draft, as most people drink their Guinnesses, there's definitely a characteristic of a Guinness and how it's poured and everything. So when you pour a Guinness, you do your first pour, and then like the bubbles come and they like rise up, and then you gotta do a second pour. And if you ever seen a Guinness get poured, it's really interesting. It's actually really kind of cool to see these bubbles just like coming up and then forming the head on the top. Well, this doesn't have this. This isn't nitrogen infused. This is just a regular CO2 beer that yeah, you just don't get that effect to it. So it's not as creamy as a Guinness, I would say. But what about the dark beer that I had from Waldhaus a couple of weeks ago? I would definitely say this is a little bit milder, a little bit lighter. It's not as strong and bold of flavors. So let's talk about the brewery real quickly. Got this in Colorado when I was out there about 2 months ago. And yeah, these guys really are a restaurant that brew their own beer, but at the same time, they're making really, really good stuff. So picked up a bottle, and you can see on the bottles, I don't know if you can see that really well, there's definitely like the new guy that's like in the back just like printing out stickers and clapping these things onto the bottle. This isn't super professionally well done. I mean, crying out loud, they even had like a little girl like draw the picture for their logo on the front. No, but this is definitely a bar and restaurant type of a place located next to a dam in the heart of Rocky Mountain ski country, like I said earlier. But it's definitely a good beer. While I was there, I also had like a bourbon barrel ale of some sort. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was also a very good beer. Fun fact of the day: Colorado has the most breweries per 100,000 people. So gotta admit, I'm not like the super huge stout fan, but being that it's now in Germany in November, quite chilly outside, stouts are like good winter beers. I just feel like they like warm you up from the inside out, you know. And being that this is a Coloradoan beer, right in the heart of the mountains in the ski area, I could definitely imagine, you know, whole day out on the slopes, come into the Dam Brewery, have a nice stout, maybe a nice burger or something like that. See, I'm not a huge stout fan. However, I think the best, or at least the most interesting stout that I ever had was one of my fraternity brothers in college brewed his own beer at home, made a stout with jalapenos in it. It was a jalapeno stout. That was actually really quite interesting, really quite delicious. It wasn't spicy, but it had this like, you know, peppery taste to it. Oh man, these bombers, man, they take a lot out of you. All right, well, we're almost done with this Irish stout, this McLuhr's Irish stout from the Dam Brewery in Dillion, Colorado. It's pretty damn good beer, if I do say so myself. Hey, that's gonna do it for us. Like if you liked it, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers! Damn puns.